Hey folks, and welcome to the Pipnotic Symposium for the 25th of October 2021. Today we're going to talk about Asset Strength Histogram. Now I know a lot of you are using the histogram on your charts, and that's super, but I don't know if you're using the alerts that way. And so what I'd like to spend some time on today is showing you how you can use the website to help you identify things to trade. So what I do is I simply log on to the dashboard. I go here, I click on the Asset Strength Histogram, like so. This loads the page. You click on this, and this is updated very often. Every 2 minutes, the server is sending data in. Okay, so what we're seeing here is we're seeing all of the assets that are qualified for a trade. We're seeing the time frames. We're seeing the operation, and then we're seeing the time that it happened, GMT. So this is GMT time. Okay, so that was actually right now. This just happened now. So what I like to do is I normally click on the time frames and sort after time frame. Then I'll take from the top of the list and work my way down and look for things that I like. So here you can see that we have the Euro Mexican peso. This is a weekly, and this is a buy. So if we go to the chart, we go, this is the Euro Mexican peso. We know that we are very low on the weekly chart. If we just have a look on the weekly chart, you can see that we're pretty low. We're not that low. This is a pretty efficient trading, but you can see that we are forming these higher lows and higher highs. So there's a potential that price is going to drift higher, and the latest price inefficiency is down, and so we can expect that price will potentially have a bit of a wriggle higher from here. And so what I'll do then is go to the price chart, and you can see the similar pattern of higher highs and higher lows that we saw on the weekly chart, on the daily chart. And now you can see the same thing occurring here on the smaller time frame. So we have, if we start off on the daily, we're looking like this. Okay, we're also having several things going on where we have price going down. We have the histogram is doing this, so this is interesting. Just want to see, make sure that where the lows are. And so we have to identify the buy zone. So where is the buy zone? Okay, so we'll mark that there, and you can see it goes all the way down to here. So this takes us to the very bottom of the area. Okay, so now we can see that it looks like this. Okay, so this is the absolute bottom from what we could see. Price left, slingshots pointing to the buy zone. We tested it, slowly wriggling north. Maybe we'll have another test at this level. I'm thinking we probably will before we figure out what we're going to do. Okay, and so now we would expect price to come back down to this area here. Okay, and because we're very low according to the histogram, there's a very high likelihood that price will wriggle down to this bit here, find some support, maybe have a little run to kind of like explore some liquidity, and then maybe move away like so, and then head north. But we don't know. But maybe looking something like that at around this area. I don't know if we're gonna move below this low that we can see here, but maybe test it. So is why we want our stops to be below that area. Okay, good. Let's look for another example. We have the US dollar Thai baht. So looking at the American dollar Thai baht, that's a tough one to find. Just go like this. US dollar. Here it is. So we go like this, and this is the weekly. So we are, what direction are we going in? This is a sell. So we are high. Yes, we are very high indeed. We are also reacting at buy zones here, you know, for this area of supply here. And price touched that, and now we're moving lower. So maybe the train already left, but we can certainly dig deeper. So going to the 4-hour chart, so you want to look for those areas that are responsible for consuming opposing areas, and we have something right here. We had this area here. Okay, price left, we came down, we came up, we came down, and then we moved through it. So the area of interest is here. Okay, this is the entire area. Okay, so price tested the area right here, and then it left. Depending on what happens here, if price manages to move below here, somewhere in here, then I think we'll probably continue to move lower. But what I do like most of all is this area up here. So if I just remove all of these, this is a little area that's responsible for moving that. So if price is able to come back up here and then move down, that would be really nice, because we do have black space from here all the way over. So this would be a really nice sell, and this is the area of supply responsible for moving this area of demand out of the way, which was tested once. Okay, and so you know this is demand because it was tested and respected. Okay, this one removed it, so this is where we expect price to go to. So we could put an order in there to sell, keeping in mind that we would be selling at the beginning of a sell zone as price is very high on the weekly chart. Okay, let's find something a little bit more interesting for us. We have the Euro Canadian dollar, so let's have a look at that. So the Euro Canadian dollar is a daily buy. So go to the daily, and it looks like this. And so yeah, we look pretty low, don't we? If we look at liquidity voids, we have one here. Yeah, that's all we have. We have a little bit here, but this is pretty much, this returned pretty much to the origin. So this is the one we have to work with. And so what I would like to see actually is I would actually like price to have another push down before we started to buy, because we only have one here, this one here, and so another one just put things out of balance even more. So this is maybe a little bit too early to buy, but despite that, let's have a look at it. So we're very low on the daily. We go to the 1 hour, which is probably where we're going to find some interesting areas. We want to look for some some patterns here. You can see very clearly that we are dealing in this little micro range just here. Okay, we're doing some exploration to either side, below, above, now we're above, so we don't know what's going to happen. The fact that price is spending more time above this area of value would lead me to believe that it's going to move lower, because why does price go higher? It goes higher to advertise good prices to sell, and it happened 3 times and again, so maybe it'll have another run higher before it continues moving lower. So I think that this will probably go lower medium term, but we do have some liquidity voids here. We have another one here, and so price will eventually wriggle up in order to refill these. And this one here, this is a tiny one, this maybe doesn't even count that much, but but we do have a price looking to identify liquidity above this value, and this is often an indication that price is going to go lower. So we'll have to see what happens there. But let's look for another example. We clear off the charts here, and we go and we'll do one more example. We'll look at the pound Canadian. This is daily, and this is a buy. So pound Canadian, here. So this is on the daily chart, we're low. Yes, we are indeed very low. We are flirting with these lows here. Okay, and so going to the hourly, we want to look for stuff like this. Now we have like high, we had another run below the low, price went above here, we've established the buy zone for this area of demand just here. That was a bit of an ugly one. Let me use a different tool. Let me use this one here. So we have this one just here. So this is the area of demand. This is the origin of the move higher. It was able to flush out all of liquidity here. You know, you see this area was tested a couple of times. Okay, and then we had another scenario here where we had price tested this once. We did like liquidity exploration below, and then we left. Okay, so the area that is responsible for moving this one here is somewhere in here. So if we remove all of these and look, we can see pretty clearly that we have the buy zone there, and this is our area that we would consider to look at. We have some resistance here. There should be a price sensitive area. But if we go for a smaller time frame, maybe we can find something a little bit clearer. we would like to participate in. Yes, we found it right here. Okay, and this is interesting to us because we had this. Let's box off the whole area just to make this valid. It was tested, and now the price moved and traded above that area from this area here. So this is the area that we would look to trade at. So if we zoom out all the way, this is where we would, sorry, bugs all over here. This is where we'd look to trade. Price has not quite moved back into that area. But let's have a look. Maybe there's something small down in here. What I do like about this one here, that it does occur just at this resistance becomes kind of support area. And so that would make this area interesting. So I like this one here. So this could very well play out. Okay, the buy zone is just below, sorry, just above. So price manages to come down here and then move up. That would be great at this area here. So we'll have to wait and see. But this looks pretty interesting. This is the origin of the move that moved prices above these levels here and through this area of supply. Price came back, the slingshot pulled all the way back here, and this is where price managed to come back. But we're still looking to to move above here and stay above that, which we have not yet done. We keep moving above and going below, going above and going below, above, below. And so we want to drive prices maybe a little bit lower to kind of find the thick end of the book. You know, you have the thin end of the book, which is closest to price, and the further away it gets thicker and thicker and thicker towards the bottom. So around here we have probably the thicker end of the book, and currently it's pretty thin, so we want to drive price a little bit lower to seek the liquidity required to drive price higher. Okay, so that's what we'll say about that. But yeah, it's just a little bit of insight how to use the histogram. It's a super nice tool. I like it a lot because, in contrast to the ASR, which just dives in, this enables you to consider things a little bit slowly, and so you can see where things are likely to turn around. Right, I'm going to finish up. Chainsaw started next door. Thanks for watching.